Hello learners, we are in the class of knowledge organization, classification practice. Today we shall discuss some rules and principles of classifying documents according to Colon classification 6th edition 1963 reprint. The foci in a facet may be either formed or sharpened whenever warranted by some devices. Today we explain the rules in Colon classification 6th edition for constructing class numbers using devices such as Chronological Device, Geographical Device, Mnemonic Device, Subject Device, Superimposition Device, Alphabetical Device, Classic Device, Favored Category Device, etc. So after following this class, you will understand how different types of devices are employed to form and sharpen the focus in any facet in Colon classification. The explanations of rules for constructing class numbers are supported with adequate numbers of examples. Now, in CC's 6th edition, one or more of the following devices may be employed to form or sharpen the focus in any facet. Here we present the rules of sharpening isolate and isolate numbers applying these devices. These devices have been used in the formation of the isolates found already in the schedules. These schedules may therefore be used as illustrations use of the principles for using these devices. When new subjects come to existence and call for the formation of new isolates or the sharpening of existing ones and the forging of numbers coextensive with item, these devices will enable the classifier to meet the situation without waiting for guidance from the classificationist. Correct employment of these devices will generally lead to the same isolate idea and same isolate number whenever whoever is the classifier. This is a measure of the addition to the autonomy to the classifier, going with the analytico-synthetic nature of Colon classification. A preliminary account of these principles and devices is discussed in today's class to secure clarity and brevity in the enunciation of the rules of classification and the enumeration of the isolates in the schedules. So, we discuss these devices. Now, the chronological device. The chronological device consists in using the appropriate chronological characteristic for formation or the subdivision of an isolate capable of chronological formation or the subdivision, or when the individualization of the isolates or sub-isolates may be made to depend conveniently on the period of origin or birth or on the year of the first investigation or on the year of discovery or the year of initiation or commencement or occurrence, or that may be definitely associated with the respective isolates in any other manner or for any other reason. The cases where the chronological device may be applied are generally indicated either in the schedules or in the respective rules. Similar cases where it may be employed will suggest themselves in the course of actual classification. Chronological device is used to form different system facets, author isolate in the main class O literature, second level personality facet in canonical classes of fine arts, that is NA to NR canonical classes, and again in the P2 facet, that is the second level facet in main class P linguistics, to sharpen anteriorizing common isolates and posteriorizing common isolates, etc. Again, chronological device is to be applied to represent areas under international organization with near sovereign power. As for example, if we want to build the class number of United Nations, it will be 1N45. Here 1 is the notation for the world and N45 represent the year 1945, the year of establishment of United Nations. Again, the author facet in literature class is devised by chronological device. In the following example, the author facet in literature class is devised by chronological device. As we can see that isolate number for Rabindranath Tagore in the example novels by Rabindranath Tagore is M61 on the basis of the birth year of Rabindranath Tagore. Now we move on to geographical device. The geographical device consists in using the appropriate geographical characteristic for formation or the subdivision of an isolate which is capable of such formation or subdivision, or when the individualization of the isolate or sub-isolates may be made to depend conveniently on the place of origin or prevalence or habitation, or one that may be definitely associated with the respective isolates in any other manner or for any other reason. The cases where this device may be applied are generally indicated either in the schedules or in the respective rules. The geographical device is said to be applied when a geographical isolate wholly or partially officiates a personality facet. It means geographical device may be used either to sharpen an existing personality isolate or create altogether a new isolate by geographical characteristics. The uses of geographical devices, such as in main class B history or in main class Z law, in canonical classes of N fine arts such as NA architecture, ND sculpture, NM graphic art, NQ painting, NR music, and small z generalia. Isolates in the personality facet is to be got by geographical device. Here we present some examples, such as for Indian history V44, the notation for India in colon classification is 44. The Indian law will be Z44. Here we present some other examples. In main class religion, the notation for the religion Sikhism is Q8441. Here 44 stands for India and the last digit 1 has been got by favored category device as instructed under Q8 other religions in the main class Q religion. And there we see an instruction that the other religions are to be divided by geographical device and favored category device. In main class R philosophy, R8 is other systems of philosophy. It is to be got by geographical device. So, the isolate number for Greek philosophy will be R851, or here the geographical isolate number for Greece is 51. Again, for Chinese philosophy, it will be R841, as the notation for China is 41. Again, in main class P linguistics, second level personality facet is to be sharpened by geographical device, such as Uttar Pradesh dialect of Hindi. Here, the main class is linguistics P, then Hindi, the language P facet of linguistics is 152, then 9D is the notation for dialect. For Uttar Pradesh, we use the geographical device, and the notation for geography Uttar Pradesh is 4452. Thus, we get the Uttar Pradesh dialect of Hindi is P152, 9D4452. In common isolates, encyclopedia, periodical, serial, conference proceedings, history, biography, P1 is to be got by geographical device. As for example, the notation for Encyclopedia Britannica, common isolate for cyclopedia is small k, then we get P1 for cyclopedia by geographical device, and for Britain we get the number from geographical isolate as 56. So, Encyclopedia Britannica will be denoted by small k 56. Then we get the P2, that is denoted by chronological device, and it is published in the 18th century. So, the notation for Encyclopedia Britannica will be small k 56, L. Next, we move on to subject device. The limitation of the facets and isolates under a basic class may be overcome by borrowing isolates from other basic classes if required under the favorable circumstances. Whenever a basic class with or without the isolate ideas is given provision to be added to another basic class, it is called subject device in colon classification. The subject device consists in using the appropriate class characteristic for the formation or the subdivision of an isolate which is capable of such formation or subdivision, or when the individualization of the isolates or sub-isolates may be made to depend conveniently on a class that may be definitely associated with the respective foci in any manner or for any reason. The cases where subject device may be applied are generally indicated either in the schedules or in the rules. Even if not instructed, the situations where it can be employed are strikingly suggestive. The subject device number is to be enclosed between a pair of circular brackets. Here we present an example, that is classifying of maps of Indian history in university libraries. Here in the second round personality facet, we bring Indian history, and the isolate number for Indian history is to be built with the application of the subject device. So, Indian history is V44 and it will be enclosed with circular brackets. In particular, subject device may be used whenever warranted to extend the schedule in any energy facet. If not instructed properly, it may become confusing whether the subject device being used should come as personality of energy facet or not. The space isolate may also be sharpened by subject device. If an isolate is already enumerated, it can never be formed or sharpened by subject device. For example, if we synthesize the class number for mathematical geography as U colon subject device B, it will be wrong, as it is already enumerated in the main class U geography as U1. So, if we apply the subject device here and build the number U colon within circular brackets B, it will be wrong. Subject device is used to represent areas falling in more than one continent, but deemed as a unit focus on a basis of a specific subject characteristics, such as English speaking countries in the world. So, it will be got by applying subject device. For world, we get the notation 1 from space isolate, and English speaking countries in the world will be denoted by English speaking English language, that is will be in circular brackets, that is main class P111 is the notation for English speaking countries in the world. Again, subject device may also be used along with superimposition device in case of other areas instead of the world, such as rice producing states in British India. We get British India with the help of the superimposition device, and then using the subject device we get the rice producing countries. So, rice producing states here in British India is 44-56, then J381 within circular brackets. Next we move on to mnemonic device. Mnemonics are used to provide an aid to memory. The mnemonic device is mostly used by the classificationists and very rarely by the classifiers. It imparts uniformity, symmetry, and a formidable structure to a scheme of classification. The mnemonic device consists in choosing the digit further division of a class, that is, the formation or the sharpening of a focus in accordance with the convention in regard to the different possible significances of the digits available for use. In colon classification, the scheduled mnemonics, systematic mnemonics, seminal mnemonics may be observed. Scheduled mnemonics are regarded as a systematic list of divisions, tables or parts of schedules. According to Dr. Ranganathan, a scheme of classification should use one and the same digit or digit groups, as the case may be, to represent an isolate idea in whatever subject it may occur. The common schedules of isolates likely to occur in any array of some order or the devices used to form focus in a facet result in recurrent set of isolates, such as geographical division, common isolates, etc. In colon classification, it may be treated as scheduled mnemonics. Systematic mnemonics are formed from a systematic sequence of isolates in an array according to some rules, such as letter in time. In main class S psychology, the isolates in personality facets are arranged according to the growth, such as newborn, toddler, boy, middle ages, old ages, etc. In seminal mnemonics, specified digit should be seminally equivalent to the entire schedule. That means the same concept is represented by the same number in all places of its occurrence, though with the same or different terms. It means that when the same concept reoccurs in different parts of the schedule, it should be denoted by the same digit. According to Dr. Ranganathan, the digit 1 is used as mnemonic for wholeness, unity, God, one dimension or line, world, the first in evolution or time, solid state, and all other entities. In the similar way, Ranganathan prescribed that digit 2 is used in certain cases, maybe in dimensions, plane, conics, form, structure, etc. Digit 3 is used as mnemonic for 3 dimensions, cubics, function, analysis. Again, digit 4 may be used as mnemonic for heat, pathology, disease, transport, and so on. Here we present examples for seminal mnemonics such as animal physiology, main class zoology K, and then physiology is in the energy facet is denoted by the notation 3. So, K:3. This way, plant physiology is denoted in the main class botany I as I:3, and human physiology in the main class medicine is denoted as L:3. Or in case of human diseases, we get the notation L:4, and similarly we get notation for social ill in the main class sociology is Y:4. Here both the diseases and social ills are denoted by the digit 4 in the energy facet. Next we discuss alphabetical device. It consists in either sharpening or forming a new isolate number on the basis of its nomenclature. While using the alphabetical device, only the minimum number of Roman alphabets should be used to individualize the isolate number. In case of personality posteriorizing common isolate, P2, that is level 2 personality, is to be got by alphabetical device in case of local institutions such as History of Kolkata. The notation will be V4475, then for Kolkata it will be comma K, as here the personality facet is got by the geographical device and 4475 is not used as the space isolate but as the personality isolate. Kolkata K will be also treated in the personality facet, so the indicator digit will be comma, that is for the personality facet. Again, Holy Heart Elementary Kindergarten School in Amritsar. Here we get in the main class education, we get Amritsar 4443.A for Amritsar. Here the 4443.A is used as the space isolate, for which we use the dot for 4443 and also for A for Amritsar. And again, Holy Heart, the name of the school, is denoted by H. P4 facet of the main class O literature can also be got by alphabetical device, though it is an option because we can also build the word number, so it is an option, but it is easy to use the alphabetical device in the P4 of O main class O literature. Therefore, it is widely accepted, such as Shakespeare's Hamlet. Here H denotes Hamlet. Okay, now the superimposition device. In some universe of isolate ideas, it is found helpful to enumerate in an array of order 1 the various characteristics for division as if they were isolate ideas of order 1. and each characteristic is called a quasi-isolate idea. Superimposition is connecting together two or more isolate ideas belonging to the same universe of isolate ideas. Need for this arises when an entity is eligible to be an isolate idea on the basis of two or more quasi-isolate ideas. For example, in the main class sociology, the isolate for urban woman has not been enumerated, and urban and woman isolates are enumerated with their respective characteristics, that is by residence and by sex respectively. In the personality facet of sociology, there is no relation between these two except in this particular title. Here they complement one another and may be treated as a quasi-isolate idea. Therefore, the isolate number for urban woman is to be constructed by superimposition device, putting a hyphen between the isolates involved. Urban woman will thus get class number Y15-33. The isolate which occurs first in the sequence should normally form the first member of the superimposed isolate, which may also be reversed if required to make the superimposed isolate more intelligible, such as for British Nigeria, the isolate number for British Nigeria will be formed as 654-56. Here the 654, the notation for Nigeria came first because it is the dominating isolate here. That is, Nigeria ruled by British. Three or more isolates may also form a superimposed isolate, such as here we present some examples: genius female university student, or urban class youth. Here genius female university student T4-55-61, etc. Another significant use of superimposition device occurs in constructing isolate numbers for space isolate numbers for empires such as French colonies, or as we have seen that British Nigeria. Now, what is classic device? Classics, as we know, are works embodying startling innovations and creating new paradigms. To keep the text and the critical books on them together, Dr. Ranganathan devised what he calls the classic device. It consists in putting the digit small x after the ultimate class to which the classic belongs. This digit is further amplified by P1 and P2 facets, which stand for the author facet and the work facet respectively. No comma is inserted between the classic device notation, that is small x, and the first level of first round personality facet, that is P1. P3 facet is obtained by favored category device for the first 16 classical authors belonging to that ultimate class, and for the rest P1 may be obtained by chronological device as in O literature. P2 is also got as the work facet as in P4 of O literature. It may be obtained by the group notation or by alphabetical device. Commentary and further commentaries are also treated as personality facet. Taken together, the formula for classic device may be presented as class number of the main class up to its extent, then small x for classic as classic device, then comes author facet, work facet, commentary, sub-commentary, etc. all separated by comma after the small x as the notation of classic device. Here we present some examples such as Charaka Samhita LB small x 1 comma 1. So LB denotes the notation for homeopathy, then X denotes the classic, then the first author in homeopathy Charaka, and first work of that first author is also denoted by 1 again. This way Shushrata Samhita is denoted by LB colon 4 colon 7x to 1. It is a work on homeopathic surgery by the author who is deemed to be the second classical author on the subject, and it is his first work. The favored category device. The device maintains that entities having the same function may be distinguished by their popularity or use or the literary warrant. Of such entities, a list is drawn in the order of their popularity, and the entity at the top is given the number 1, and the next comes the second one as 2, and so on. In main class agriculture, for example, all the seed foods have the class number J38. Then further kinds of grains, whether rice or wheat, etc., are distinguished on the basis of their popularity, such as J381 is rice, J382 is the notation for wheat, J383 is the notation for oats. All these are prepared on the basis of the popularity of the grains. So, in this class, we have explained the application of various devices used in colon classification for forming and sharpening isolates of different facets in various subjects. These devices are used in the formation of a new isolate number or the extension of an existing isolate number. Such devices are chronological device, geographical device, subject device, mnemonic device, alphabetical device, classic device or superimposition device, alphabetical device. The use of devices helps autonomy to the classifier. So, that is all for today's class. Thank you.